Cigars get ready to kick off shortly. Like, follow, share. Okay, let me tag everybody real quick.
Yes, sir.
And then we good to go. Just a heads up, this is the last His, Hers, and Ours at this particular location on Florida Avenue.
Oh!
That's the announcement.
We are going to be relocating. I will give everybody the information as it comes along.
All right. Okay.
Huh?
So you don't know where.
No, I know exactly where.
Okay.
I'm just not going to say it right now.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
can keep that
Yeah,
secret.
Is it still in Hillsborough County?
Yep.
Okay.
It's actually on Florida Ave. It's just way closer to downtown.
Oh.
And we got rooftop access.
Okay.
You know what I mean? No, yeah, we could.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do
Well, you know
that.
what? I would say
I ain't gonna be able to
probably
do that because the way this Mac and stuff be
Circle
set up,
mentioned
it don't
something
work
about
like
you guys
that.
wanted to do a live show at Davidoff's.
Yeah, so if you want, the next couple of weeks, we could probably do them on
Take
location
time
if you
off
want to
or we
holler
can
at.
do live shows.
you know,
It's entirely
that'll
up
be
to
cool.
you.
Is that right?
That's an option.
Yeah. Until we get
all
into
the
the new
shows on
place.
the network have the option in that sense right now.
What
They just did
we
him
don't got
fucking
no
dirty, I swear to
normally,
God. So basically what happened was the fucking management obviously changed.
Thank you.
Fuck you.
He talking to these brothers.
Jeez.
That was
Well,
awesome
brothers
right
like
there,
you two.
Shut up.
The
Who the
brothers.
oldest?
Sir
He is.
Alfie,
Okay.
Alfie.
Yeah,
is.
he baby brother.
Serge be acting like Boss Baby, man. Like, he give me Boss Baby vibes.
Know what I'm saying?
He the middle brother.
He just boss baby.
All right, ready?
Almost. Let's go.
I have no clue. She did all the research for this week.
Kanye West, baby.
Oh, we're gonna touch on that too.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on that.
Did something good.
Yeah, Hitler, and then the fact that he threw Chris Paul under the bus because you want to deflect. But
Guess what?
we'll talk
But
about
that was
it.
good though. He goes,
Hey, listen.
It's a
We're going to get into that because I think it's some truth to that.
I think it's a lot. But we'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Let us know when you're ready.
She
Ready.
already
True,
had her eyes on another ball player.
Whatever, man.
They love the brothers now. They ain't leaving.
Time out. The way he got Kim is everything that's coming as a product of how he got her. I can't even. We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll do that. We will do that. We'll do that. We'll talk about it.
Is it Amazon Podcast or Amazon Music Search?
Amazon.
Podcast, I think.
Yeah, Amazon.
All right, because I you know how to do hashtags.
Yeah.
So
Bam. All right, cool. Ready to go. Pow, 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 pow. You already know what it is.
Another beautiful Saturday in the house that Serge and Alfie built, Flow Ohio Studios. If you can hear the sound of my voice, you are listening to episode number 59 of His, Hers, and Ours, a real-life couple holding real-life conversation with real-life friends. I'm your co-host, Solomon Davis, joined by...
Shannon Royal Davis.
Man, we got a packed house in the
Yes.
building today.
literally, I feel like a sardine.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
like the subway in Tokyo. It's all packed in.
You just heard the voice of the commissioner, Alfie Santana,
Yo.
joined again by the guest that never left, the big boy president, the Church Sinatra, the dean of Sugar U.
Yes, dropping that money.
Cannot with y'all. This
Well, we got another class coming, another class.
Oh, that first class must have been a fail.
Graduation at Club Play.
Whatever. Okay. And you got
In the building, we got the team captain of Team Solomon, Reginald Gray, Mr. Low T himself.
he's
Low
really
T
killing
forever.
me. He's really killing me right now. With this
Tell
facial.
It ain't gonna be
This-
Low T too much longer. He hit me up earlier this week and told me he is doing Dry December.
Dry December. What's that? Okay, can you talk to us about that first? Let's go ahead. Come on. Dry.
December is no alcohol
Oh, what?
and no nut.
Oh.
Damn, why y'all?
Because you took away your coping mechanism. I'm just trying to figure out what's in place.
Well, first of all, I got no bitches.
Okay.
So that
I
makes
thought
kinda
you was
easy.
in these cyber streets though.
It's on my phone.
Yeah. So it's dried
I
out
ain't leaving
too?
the house. I'm just on the
Oh
phone.
man. Okay.
But no, that means like no self pleasure,
Okay.
no orgasm.
Oh, he practicing semen retention.
You about to be angry?
Yeah.
So true story. He hit me up and says, "Yo, bro, I'm doing Dry December. You want to join me?"
What? And who else he gonna be at? Cause I don't know where that resided. Like
I was like, dude.
on a never wear it.
So I looked.
January
It was
1st.
December 1st. I was like, dude, I broke that about 5 hours ago.
Want to be fed up? No. So I said to everybody, see what kind of response I got. Wasn't nobody down with it.
Nah,
So
that's
we-
an alone mission. Hey,
Yeah,
that's
so-
an alone mission.
But when y'all see me on January 1st, my face looking all clear, my mind's.
I'm gonna need a beard though, cause
My
you
mind's-
right now.
Well, no,
look,
well,
let's look. Can I tell you, like I said to Solomon,
Uh-huh.
and don't take offense, cause this is what I said to my husband.
What up?
Solomon cut that beard off one day, and it look a little pedophilish to me. Look, you look a little creepy. So I'm gonna need you. Grown men need beards and mustaches. Children. Yeah, and that's even the more. Okay, that right there. So I'm gonna need you to get it together.
You want to
Y'all
drink?
didn't get his Dahmer dance.
Yeah, he got his
I'll
Dahmer
give you a
dance.
drink.
I saw his Dahmer dance. I don't want it. We don't want it. We're just gonna throw that in there.
Oh, my family gave me some bad meat. I forgot to throw it out.
Oh my
You
god.
want some of this?
This is what we not gonna do.
But so up to this, I'm not having a drink and alcohol until December 31st, and then after December 30, well, New Year's Eve and day, put them together, and then my birthday's February, so I'm gonna do another dry
Okay.
January also.
Try January too.
I ain't got no bitches.
But the thing is you
I'm
ain't-
going through that shit
so
right
let me
now.
explain something. You're not going anywhere to even find any bitches, as
Yeah.
you're saying,
I
because
can't.
you're gonna be home,
Yeah.
no drink. So how they gonna find you?
No, I ain't trying to find them right now. I'm trying to find me.
Oh, okay. So you're on a journey.
self-
Okay, I can respect. Just say
Myself,
that.
myself.
Just say that you're on a self healing journey right now, instead
Yeah,
of just
that's
telling us that we on a dry.
That's good for you.
You down with me?
No.
Okay.
Look, I know Rob ain't with you. We just found out he had a whole woman. Like, come on, man.
We still ain't
ain't
seen
even
her though. It's
seen her,
like
though.
Tommy with his job. We ain't never seen her.
Yeah,
We ain't seen her.
yeah. So
Behind the ones and twos, we got the Surgeon General. What's good?
Everything.
This
Everything
cat
is
sitting
good.
here with a damn Cleveland Browns
Ohio
Santa
State
Claus.
is back in the
I can't-
playoff,
I can't
ladies
even
and
talk
gentlemen.
You know what? And I'm glad they are, because that takes the blow off of what happened last Sunday. So let's celebrate Ohio State.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
I'm gonna need you. Yeah.
Go Browns.
Look, and you saw all the salty thanks is in the group. Like, good job, Serge. Mine was shady. Of course, I want you to know mine
We
was
have Dr.
shady.
Vanderbilt here walking to the sad song as he's walking, you know.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
Poor guy.
I saw it slipping away. I wasn't
Yeah.
upset. I saw that game slipping away.
Hey, but
Yeah.
we're being rude. We're being rude. We have
Well,
some
let's
guests
talk-
in the
yes,
building.
talk
So
to our
Shannon,
guests. Yes, we're gonna go with our guests here. They have an actual scholarship program, but we're gonna talk about that all. We'll let them introduce themselves. They're a couple, so we're gonna go with Trace, and also her husband Cordell. I'm sorry.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Trey Issa Battles,
And I'm Cornell Battles.
and we are here representing the Artist Payjan Scholarship Foundation.
Absolutely. Okay, so can you, before we get into anything into deep, just tell us some of the things that you're involved in right now. I know that you are a barber, but what else? Like, I know that you do dance, and you, as a matter of fact, she has to cut us short too because they have a performance tonight. But how did your foundation come about?
Sure. So, sad story alert. So, in 2019, we lost our 5-month-old daughter to a rare cancer called atypical teratoid rhabdoid tumor. The acronym for that, which is much easier to say, is ATRT. She was diagnosed at 3 months old and passed away the day after her 5-month birthday. So, as anyone could imagine, parent or not, that was devastating, and it brought a lot of grief to my husband and I, as well as our family. Cornell, who owns a local barbershop, Battle Cuts, already had a scholarship in place. And what we did in 2020 was to turn it into a 501c3 and renamed it after our daughter, the Artist Payjan Scholarship Foundation. why we decided on a scholarship. Cornell is a veteran. I'm a very proud HBCU graduate. I went to Florida A&M University, the Florida A&M University. So part of my upbringing was education, exposure, and as well as leadership. And so we made that the principles and mission of our foundation. And so that's the reason for the scholarship, and it serves Hillsborough County and surrounding areas. Students, graduating seniors, aspiring to attend college, trade school, or two-year colleges of their choice, as long as they meet the application requirements.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know, look, turning your pain into something to celebrate.
Absolutely.
Which is awesome. So can I ask this question? During what were some of the signs? Like, how did you find out? Like, what were there signs? Is there anything like I know as parents who you often see on television, like they're discovering this stuff and they go on a journey, and you take people on a journey with you. So just like as a mom, I know that it's so difficult. Like, what were there any signs that gave any flags?
Not really. And I was a new mom. She's my first child, and so she cried a lot. She was a sweet and gentle baby, but she cried a lot. I thought that was a bit odd, but I thought it was just me, right? Like just like not having the experience of motherhood yet. I thought it was just me thinking she cried a lot, but I later found out it was due to the pain of 2 growing tumors in her brain.
Got it.
So, and Cornell had an experience with me where she gave out a very loud screeching scream at about 2.5 months old one night. And that was the night before we found out what was really going on with her. So, and this was in January.
Well, that night we called the ambulance to come out, and they checked her out. They said, well, everything's fine, but then they said the next morning, just take her to the pediatrician. And then that's what we did. And then they said, rush her to the hospital.
Wow, the pediatrician?
Yeah, they
Oh,
said
that's awesome.
The pediatrician.
So that's a good staff in a sense.
Was she crying in there too?
No, she wasn't crying then, no. But they told us to go to the hospital, and then that's when they told us, when they did a couple x-rays, they said it was fluid on the brain, and they had to do surgery to release the fluid.
The pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it was pressure that was causing her to be uncomfortable. And when the only saving grace is that she was not old enough to really feel
Got
a
it.
lot yet.
Okay.
All of her senses weren't there. So the only thing we kind of walk away with is that she did not feel the pain we will feel for the rest of her
Right.
life. Do you see what I'm saying?
I get it. Yeah, definitely get that. It's so funny because people don't understand that little kids are more resilient at that age.
Yeah.
I had a kid when my first child, I broke her shoulder broke coming out, and it's because she's a big baby. I have a small pelvis, and people were like, well, how did she get around? And it was like they just tied her arm up with one sleeve across her, and just kind of, she was like, okay, in the next 3 or 4 weeks she'll be fine, it'll grow out. And it never bothered her, hindered her anymore. It was just at birth. So I get the resilience of babies, and them crying is their way of trying to tell us something's wrong. And we, her crying a lot was she couldn't tell you, she can't talk, so that was her only way of telling you. So I thank y'all so much for sharing y'all story and joining us today. So we're gonna definitely dive into some other stuff. We'll come back to this in phase 2. We usually start out in the culture, so I'm gonna go ahead and open that up now. As you know, during the pre-show, we were talking about some of the things that were going on in the culture. So let's dive into that now. All right. So first off, I guess it's a bit of good news. I know that last month we had the story about Takeoff being killed. And so they actually found the suspect, have arrested a suspect in that killing. So that's a good thing, and that gave that family a little bit of closure. They're still trying to look for other people that are involved. My curiosity is, I'm wondering if it was one of their friends or if it was actually somebody else that was a part of the other crew.
So my thoughts were, as I say, when you reach a certain level of status, sometimes you just have to be more open to the environment that you're in, aware of what's going on around you. And I don't believe in being in a certain place at certain times unless it's protected, when you reach that status. I think that if that was a family event, maybe they could have, rented out that bowling alley that night and said nobody else comes in but us or the people that we know. I'm sure between them and the people that were there, organization, they could have been like, hey, how much money do y'all bring in on a night like tonight? We're going to pay y'all this
And
plus a
just
little
close
bit
it
more
out
and
from
close
the
it down,
public.
you know,
Gotcha.
for us. But, you know, this whole, I got to stay true to who I am and hang around the hood that I came up with and what have you. I mean, I can believe that to some extent, but, you know, we all progress. We all mature. It's called evolution. I mean, if you're the same person you were 20 years ago, then what have you accomplished in life? So, I mean, it's unfortunate that it resulted in a death. You know, I hate that for anyone. But, I mean, I hope others will look at this and be like, you know what, I can still be me and not put myself in these same situations.
Okay, and then everybody's favorite dad, Nick Cannon, actually is in a hospital. Yeah, he has lupus. You know, he has lupus or whatever. So we were hoping, but he actually has pneumonia. Are you trying to adjust it and make it shorter? Yeah, there you go. All right, so yeah, he's in the hospital, so sending some healing vibes to him, you know, and he actually has another.
Wow, so
baby
you
that's
keep breathing?
Look, that man had pneumonia. He is trying to.
Yeah, if you slow down and take care of yourself and stay out.
And he need to be here for all 12 or 13 of them little babies. So that's
gonna be all right about now.
Yeah, that's about it. But let's jump on into let's talk about Antonio Brown. Yeah, he been taking shots at Tom all for the past few months, and I keep telling y'all, like Solomon wants to say that this man is a sound mind, just making crazy decisions. Solomon, you know that was what Solomon was saying, that Antonio Brown is a sound mind. But now he has that warrant arrest, and then they said he was in like a little standoff a bit, I guess.
He's gonna sign a long-term contract with the Tampa Police Department.
A long-term contract.
Hey.
Yeah, but he don't get a cash out option on that one.
Nah, they gonna cash his ass right to Orient Road.
And it just happened
way
recently.
he
So
going.
Was he
people,
arrested, finally?
well, I don't think
They
they
still ain't got
arrested
him?
him. No, they said he's out there.
tweeting.
They said he's tweeting, but while he's wanted.
tweeting.
So
Okay, so at what point do we just turn the lights off on these cats?
so you want to cancel the man? I'm just asking.
Man,
Brother to brother.
I'm sick of him. Mm-hmm. Y'all already know I'm sick of his ass, and I'm sick of Mr. Kanye West.
What? Don't we gonna talk about him?
Yeah.
But you know
But
that.
Antonio Brown, I don't know if they like competing. If Kanye do something stupid, the next day or within the hour, Antonio Brown do something stupid.
So why can't they be in acting?
But I do like the song, you know, put that shit on. But
when they be doing this.
yeah.
So can I ask you
I
this?
do like that, but
Do you think that he's probably trying to be a distraction for the whole Kanye thing, as they say the Kardashians do? So you know earlier this week about the whole, kind of like the whole
Can
thing
we
with.
call a spade here?
Go ahead.
Please.
Can we say that what he's doing or what he has done has been done in the past? It's the media that keeps him relevant, and knowing that we're gonna keep reading articles and,
Right.
and following him on Twitter.
right.
Both of them, Antonio Brown, Kanye
Yeah,
West,
right,
all
yeah,
of them.
right.
It's the media that keeps them
That's what
relevant.
I mean
Do you
by
think so?
when are we
They're
gonna
not
turn the
doing
lights
anything
off?
different than what's been. If you or I were right now to say, hey, listen, you know, there's a standoff at such and such, or what have you, you know, Pookie over there doing this, you think anybody's gonna care?
No, man. Why? Because we ain't famous. It comes with the job. Elvis got drunk and high and shot a TV set. It made the news. If me and you did it, nobody gonna care.
Exactly.
It comes with it.
So
So
basically,
we gonna talk about it.
quit showing them attention, and they will go
It
away.
ain't gonna happen because they are superstars.
They'll go
It's gonna
away.
happen.
They'll go
All
away.
right. So the man, I got tired of him with the Raiders when he blew all the money with the
Go
Raiders.
ahead.
Hold on a second.
Hold on a second.
And then when he first thing was him recording with the Steelers online
In the locker room, right?
Yeah, whatever, it's no big deal. Get the Steelers, he can't find his helmet. Then the whole thing about the toe. Then he records John Gruden on the phone. Well, yeah, but John was saying it don't matter, dude. Then he gets happy, he goes to the Patriots for one game.
Mm-hmm.
He had to leave with them
Because he had a
allegations or
domestic
whatever,
allegation
what was
after
going
that,
on with
yeah.
that. And you still have these people. Saying, no, they're doing them wrong. They doing them wrong. Oh, dude. So he gets to the Bucks. Usually, I don't want them kind of players, but I ain't gonna lie. I signed a deal with the devil. I ain't
So
gonna
you
lie.
gotta live with
I
it.
gotta live with it. You know. And I was doing pretty good until he ripped the shirt off.
Yeah.
And even then, I was getting the benefit of the doubt. I was close then.
Really?
Thinking like maybe he could
Hey,
come back,
it's the Bucks. I was like,
So even when he was here, I
We can
kept
change
saying
him.
that at some point it's like a ticking time bomb. Like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So even when we were going back and forth, you listened to early. I kept saying like, so do we know what we really getting? Oh yeah, because Tom got him. Tom pulled him in. So Tom gave him an opportunity, and it's still
Tom
and
said
then
his
it
house?
look.
You say Tom's house?
Yeah, he did. But look how that came back to bite him. You know, the first thing when he's out the door, he's talking about Tom. You know, then Tom's wife.
Posting
and now
pictures.
everything. Yeah, posting pictures, doing all this stuff. So, like, at some point, how do you shut people, like, you can't, like, lies
Isn't that
and
typical
lies
nigga
and stuff
mentality, though?
sells.
That's what?
That's why
Isn't
I
that
said
typical
time
nigga
out.
mentality?
And
I don't want to call it
Time
that.
out. What is he doing right now?
I guess,
what
man.
What football team is he on? What sport is he doing?
He's never playing for any
He's
football
done. He's done. His career's done.
Okay, so then what is he doing?
Oh, he's heading
He's
up
rapping and
Kanye's.
he's the
He's running for the law.
director. He's
Yeah.
the director or
That's who,
something
but-
of the
No,
Kanye.
he's- no,
What's
he's doing-
Kanye's business?
Don-
The
What is Kanye
Donda
doing?
Sports.
He
Yeah.
does business, apparently, right?
Yeah, but
Right.
he's working for Kanye, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
That's basically it.
Who really cares about Kanye's sports business anyway?
Well, you
He had a
had
couple of big
yeah.
names that just
But they
recently
all
We
left.
had
Carl
Aaron
Anthony
Donald, Carl Anthony Towns. They all left. Yeah.
So what business we talking about?
It's
Well,
still
he's
there.
still
I
in
mean,
the-
it might not be thriving right now, but it's still there.
It's time to turn the lights off.
Okay. I mean, I can agree with you in that
Period.
regard to understand that.
AB, bye.
You agree?
Yeah,
Agree with
But-
it? Time to turn the lights off.
So I really think that he need to align with a real black therapist. I think the people in his like he need one of them ones that's gonna act like a mama to him, kind of
But
check.
what do
him.
we say when you have a certain amount of money and you go hire people that are therapists? Won't have you 9 times out of 10. You're not hiring a therapist. You're hiring an enabler.
Gotcha.
Someone that's going to
Okay.
support what you're saying anyway because it's a paycheck for them.
Absolutely. I totally get that, and I can acknowledge that that's probably what's going on, and he doesn't have a lot of people in his corner because, in the sense that soon, I guess Kanye was feeling like, hey, I'm gonna run to the aid of this black man, and now Kanye and him both are going through the same struggles. So now it's kind of like the blind leading the blind.
And you could tell they're enablers as well because, I mean, I look at situation. Guy I went to high school with, they have a friendship here. I see him in the street doing something stupid. As his boy, I'm going to pull him aside like, yo, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
He doesn't have anybody in his camp that's doing that.
Nobody.
So, well, that's on him at this point, and
If you do got somebody, all yes, man.
yeah, but
Everybody yes
you
man.
think that's the norm. That's how, in a sense, Michael Jackson died too. He had a yes doctor. You know, somebody you try to surround yourself with people that are not going to oppose whatever your opinion is at that time or your views. So it's going to continue to be that way until but when is it going to stop? Even though you're saying tell the media to stop, they're not going to do that. That sells. Lies, sex, all of that sells. So why would they stop it? That's their paycheck.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
They click. You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm posted this. They click to show our stuff,
Yeah.
but they won't go and show their stuff.
So on that note, remember we talked
Yeah,
about
yeah,
earlier
yeah,
this
yeah.
week.
What's wrong with that?
So with LeBron, and I sent it to you. I hate Serge. It's the LeBron effect with Serge. Serge and Solomon have this thing about sports when it's LeBron or Jordan, and that's their thing. And I try to keep.
Hold on,
it
we have a new man in the building.
Oh,
Can we
no,
give
we're
his
not gonna
opinion?
do this. We're not
real
gonna do
quick.
this today.
Just one word answer: Jordan or LeBron?
Best of all time?
Yeah.
Jordan.
Thank
Okay.
you. Continue, please.
But here is where we're gonna go. So I will say on the court, and I've always said this, it's something about LeBron. Like LeBron is different to me on the court when you go in best of that. But when you go to the soul of a man in the sense of trying to be outside of that, the dad that LeBron is that you get to see and witness, the businessman that you get to see and witness on the day, and the people that he bring along on his journey is different. So I will choose LeBron in everything outside of basketball. I will choose LeBron for
Ma'am,
that.
can we speed this up?
So, because you're mad, because you know I'm not. Look, here you go, Kanye. But anyway, this week LeBron came up to after a post game. They, as a matter of fact, it was in a loss that they had and let
Another one?
Indiana come back and win.
Another LeBron loss?
Down by 16, and in the fourth quarter, they let Indiana beat them on a buzzer beater. But anywho, LeBron came up there afterwards, as he normally does. They asked him a couple of questions, and he stopped them, and he said, "Hey, can I ask y'all a question? He said, and I really don't want no answer. It's okay, but I'm just going to put this out here. He said, and this is kind of verbatim. He just basically said, you know, when Kyrie was going through his thing about the video, about the movie, everybody asked me questions about Kyrie, and he was on his own journey. He said, but y'all ain't asked me nothing about Jerry Jones in that video, in that picture. He said, now, while I understand it's old, and I'm not trying to go there about it, the fact that you haven't even asked me about that, you're deflecting from whatever else is going on, basically. But you're quick to come ask us about other players, but you're not asking us about other owners. Mm-hmm. So, and he walked off. And he said, I don't want no answers. I don't want anything.
He didn't want the answer.
He didn't want to hear their excuses is what he did not want to hear.
It wasn't an excuse because as a reporter, I would have went like this. Although as a man, I respect everything LeBron made in that statement. Mm-hmm. I give him kudos for that. As a reporter coming back to him, well, LeBron, the reason I asked you about Kyrie is because
he already gone though.
You actually played with him. We're talking about the same sport that you're in. There are rumors that Kyrie will be traded to the Lakers in order to become your teammate again. So I want your feelings on him. There are no ties between you and Jerry Jones.
Yes, it is. I am a number one fan. He done been on the sideline.
He's a Cowboys fan.
Right, a huge Cowboys fan. But you asked him about Jerry Jones and things that happened when they were doing the whole kneeling. They did. They brought that up. So now let's talk about that now.
Okay, well, calm down.
Because we coming. Reporter. So, no, that was one of the things. And I had to respect LeBron and the person.
Like I said, I respect him. I give him all kudos on that. And like I said, when it comes to off-the-court activities.
It was on my story. Don't be trying to act like, yeah, you stole it. Yeah. But you gave me credit, so I'm all right with you.
When it comes to off-the-court activities, I mean, there is no comparison. LeBron has created another standard that a lot of people are going to have a hard time keeping up with. So I do give him his kudos on that. When I go with the arguments with Serge about player, that's strictly on the court. Mm-hmm. I respect LeBron as a man, as a businessman, as a parent. I mean, all of the above. He has earned incredible accolades.
He's still the second. Right, we're gonna run this the whole soundbite.
He's still the second best, maybe third best player of all time after Kobe. But we'll go there.
All right. And I guess bringing up the rear, we're gonna talk
about Stephen A. Smith.
About how he was defending Jerry or what?
Yeah, 'cause I agree with him.
Oh, how he defended Jerry?
Not the whole defending thing. My whole thing was
because go ahead. You can talk about it. Go ahead.
I heard what he said, but I think I get tired of this. This us people
culture
quick to make defenses for AB, quick to make defenses for Kanye. All Stephen A. said was the dude was 14, 15 years old, just standing there. That's it. He didn't say I don't know if he's racist or not. He's what. He was standing. I've been in fights at Greco Junior High, standing there and fight. I'm in the background. If someone took a picture, am I part of the mob?
I don't know what your intentions were.
What's going on?
Yeah, okay.
Well, in defense of that, Reg, I mean, look at the whole Allen Iverson situation. 14, 15-year-old out of bowling alley said, nothing proving that he did anything, but it's been 2 years in jail.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, if you were there, then I'm gonna hold you accountable for what the actions of everybody in that group were doing.
And I got you. But
can I ask you a question? Yeah. Really, at the age of 14 and 15 during that time, you even have 5 and 6 year olds now that can tell the difference between black and brown, and they carry the traits of whatever their parents are perpetuating. So at 14 and 15, you really want me to believe that Jerry Jones, who had a problem with people kneeling, was just there for looks?
I'm saying,
trying to see what was going on.
I'm saying based on that photo, he's just in the crowd.
I don't know. He's going by what you can see. You can't just come up with a whole other story behind it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Just at face value.
I don't know. His face looked like he was dropping the N-bomb.
Hey. Now, I ain't gonna lie. If they didn't tell you 14 and 15, you look 30.
Yeah. So he aging like milk.
I know back then, 30.
Everybody look old back then.
Look, he aging like milk.
But I'm like, dude, 14, 15? But my only thing was, and I think, what's your boy from the Pivot, too? The light-skinned cat?
Shannon.
He said the same thing, dude, he's 14, 15 years old. He's standing there.
And that's it. Don't get me wrong, and I think that's the part I think that people are, and just like I said, separating the two, because although it may be just a picture, and he may have been as innocent as possible, it's the aura of Jerry Jones that we know now.
What do you think would be said if he was in the front?
Oh, it would be. That's a whole conversation. And I
was just standing there.
Yeah, but you one of the kids. I'm Jerry. Got the picture. like that, then it's done. But I'm just like,
This in between us.
Okay.
I'm just like this.
That's what
Looking-
you. So
yeah,
that's what
seeing
you
what's
want to say,
going on.
that you're just looking.
So
to
when
see
Jerry
what's
comes
going
out defending himself and says, "Yes, that's me. I was there. I was there out of curiosity, not animosity." You stand by that?
on. It sounded like it was written.
It sounded like it was written. But again, the first part sounded good. I was there out of curiosity. Stop. When you say, look, you got your little Muhammad Ali rhyme going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, stop. Just say I was there out of curiosity. My coach told us not to go down there.
He wrote that.
Yeah, I know, right? And like, we were 14, 15. We wanted to see what was going on. We went down there, and I got caught on camera.
Okay.
That's it. Now, but my thing is, I got problems with him regarding the Kaepernick stuff and hiring practices and all
So
that
that's
stuff.
why people are struggling to say
It's
to.
reasonable to say that
He was there out of
racial situation.
Yeah, I get. But I'm like Stephen A. I'm like, everyone's going off of this picture. Say something about this picture. I'm just standing there. I'm just what?
But the thing about it is that they're okay. So you're just
perceived
standing
different
there,
ways.
but Kyrie just.
Posted it.
Exactly. Just
He
posted it.
retweeted some
I'm
shit that was
just
from the
saying.
Holocaust. He
I'm just
retweeted
saying.
something.
And I'm looking at the picture. Let's keep it a buck. He's you got the main guys who were the first guys,
Front line of the
and he's right behind them.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought he was like
The curious people gonna be 3-4 rows back.
He wasn't. He was like 3 rows.
Can we get a picture up?
I can't put it up there, but the curious people. Listen, let me switch it over. Switch cameras. The curious people gonna be 4 rows back. Jerry is right behind
Jerry.
the guy.
Right there.
He right in the middle of the picture.
In the middle.
With a stripe.
No, the black dude right here.
You know who's curious?
And then the
The dude all the way in the back that you
You know who's curious?
Yeah, that is
the
the
guy
first,
with the
yeah.
camera behind Jerry. You know what I'm saying? He's curious. Jerry's sizing the guy up like, okay, if he makes some moves, I got him.
I'ma get him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So he's there because he want to do something.
He's there because he's ready.
Yeah.
Right. I'm with Serge on that one. He
Yeah.
shows us the picture of him like he back there.
Hey.
Nah, you right there looking, bruh. You ain't curious.
Should we have held a,
Standing by, handed down, or whatever he said.
What's going on over here?
Stand by.
should we have held accountable any of the prominent Dallas Cowboy players, Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, as to if
Michael
they
Parsons.
if they
had
confronted their
any-
owner?
Yeah.
They ain't gonna say nothing.
I'm getting paid. I can't
You
say
gonna mess
that.
with your
I'm
paycheck?
getting paid
mess
to
with my
play,
money.
not paid to talk.
Right.
I'm not here to talk.
Okay. But this is
that's my
after
boss.
interviews. But
So
they
you doing a
have
Ted
problem.
DiBiase? Everybody got a price.
Everybody got a price.
Okay.
Everybody got a price.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, for real.
That was good.
Hey, I got Virgil's hollered at me.
Oh man. All right. So let's talk about Solomon's favorite guy. And
My
I'm not gonna
favorite
say his
rapper.
favorite a rapper is
Oh boy.
Not all.
this Kanye Kardashian West. Like he really
Let's
messed
take the
my chops.
Kardashian out of that.
'Cause-
He's Kanye Netanyahu, Trump.
West. Well, he went on to a liberal. Wait, what is it? What? How should we call him? Went on one of the Good Old Boy Network shows.
Yes, he did.
And he had his mask on, a full head mask. Okay.
Hot.
He didn't want y'all to see him, but you knew his voice.
Look like Ghostface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sat in there and went on this praise and worship tour about Hitler and the Jews, and just talking about Hitler. It's like, oh, he was a revolutionary and this and yeah.
How is he not canceled?
Well, he's canceled in my book a long time
The
ago.
lights out, bro.
So, anywho, on that note, like then in the midst of all of this, he magically says, "Oh yeah, by the way, Chris Paul had an affair with my wife."
And Chris Paul
Really?
Barrett, right?
Yeah. So
Can we just stop?
the smoke he done brought to this man front door about some foolishness because you trying to
Guess
deflect.
what? Guess
But
what?
hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
No.
That happened Wednesday, correct? Thursday?
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Have you heard either Chris or
Everybody-
Kim come out or deny
you
any of the
see-
allegations?
can I ask you
Why
this?
would they?
Why? It's not true.
I'm not
so
giving
listen,
validity to
How do
it.
you know it's not true?
so listen to this. Okay, so earlier in the week, Kim Kardashian was caught up in this whole Balenciaga thing because they had a ad that went out and it was considered to be sexual, like child pornography,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
And so
Ding dong.
people caught that. Like people caught that. So they caught a lot of flack. Now, mind you, Kim is a big Balenciaga pusher. So is Cardi B. So is Lizzo, like all of them. But Kim is a
Kanye
brand,
West
a Balenciaga brander. Like she's a part of their brand. So she didn't come out and say nothing about that. So why would she address what her ex saying when he mad?
No, when he's dumb and crazy, I ain't saying shit.
She ain't gonna address it?
It don't matter what I did. If I'm having an affair.
But the fact that
You
you
being a
are
snitch, first
outing
of all.
another
Put
man,
my business in the street.
really?
Yeah, you mad because you
I
ain't
mean,
getting no more.
there is a direct connection.
Yeah,
Chris
Because
Paul,
Devin
teammates
Booker.
with Devin Booker, who was dating Kim's sister.
everybody been getting them Kardashians.
Exactly. I mean,
It's-
put it like this: if she did do it, Chris Paul wouldn't be the worst NBA player that she's been with.
Nope.
Who is the word?
Chris Humphries.
Yeah.
She like a Chris, huh?
Exactly.
So, man, let's not perpetuate that lie. We know Kanye lied on that man trying to deflect.
I mean, she was with Pete Davidson.
Yeah. How she
Yeah.
gonna now
People
go
got a good
Hey.
track record, yo.
Time out. That lady said she did not want all of that heat with y'all and the Kanye and everything, so she dated down a grade. But she upgraded Pete because not Pete hot. Them ladies like Pete.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
go ahead.
cause Kanye West go on there talking
Wait,
about
what you
his
say,
size
Tim?
was.
Because of the size of his dick.
That's what they said. That's
Yeah.
absolutely what they said. They
That's the
say
reason
Pete
why they
is
are
hanging.
bonkers over him now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
No, for real.
that's what they were
crazy.
saying. That's what honestly what the women.
And
were.
Kanye confirmed it.
But my thing,
Which was crazy.
why is he confirming?
He confirmed
confirming
it.
on somebody else.
He
Like,
the one confirmed that the man got the large pistol.
okay,
So why? What?
Piece of
So he's
equipment.
gone. Yeah, his equipment is whatever.
So in the whole process, Kanye wanted y'all to be like. At first, he went from
That
Kim
should let
need
you
to-
know this motherfucker
Dude, I'm gonna need
crazy.
you to stop talking about somebody else's.
He crazy. I don't understand why he.
No, but you running right
I
behind
was
him.
looking left and right when y'all talking about this man.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, but he the one confirmed it though. And
But-
y'all telling me he's right in the head.
I think
I ain't
it's
telling
super
nobody nothing that of the information I
Right.
know that made him feel a certain type of way.
But to me, I just think Kanye is again deflecting and focused. Like he already know Kim
Yeah,
had
snitch.
heat from
That was-
earlier
yeah.
this week on her. So let's add a little bit more. But now y'all had all them memes going out about Chris Paul having to talk to his wife Jada, and that right there, I didn't like that.
Hey,
Cause I understand. Look, you should know as a black man how that is coming to your wife.
That man was sitting there watching Thursday Night Football.
yeah.
And she just
Wait,
walked
by the
in and
way,
slapped him in the back of the
there was a
head.
recent court thing with her where she won $200,000 from Kanye every month or something for child support.
Child
Maybe
support.
so. Maybe so.
That might be part of it too.
Maybe
not
it
right.
is, but why are you deflecting that onto somebody else? Because you can be mad at your wife and get at her, and your ex-wife and get at her how you want to. But why are you pulling another married couple in there with their children into that? Now their kids of age where they on the internet, like they know how to get on all this stuff. So
Man,
why would you
Kanye-
do that to
Kanye
somebody
is a
else?
real
What are you
asshole.
talking about?
Nah, ain't no
I
problem.
mean, let's be real. Chris Paul is part of the Banana Boat crew, right?
oh wait,
Oh, yeah. that's
Carmelo,
Carmelo, yeah.
who's a known cheater. Dwayne Wade, who's a known cheater.
Man, don't do that. Dwayne Wade has been in a faithful marriage for I don't
Really?
know. That ain't my
Really?
business. I really can't speak on the people marriage.
Hey, listen.
Didn't he have a
that was
baby also?
break-
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
a
They was
break.
engaged.
Okay.
They weren't even together. They was on a breakup.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they don't count.
Anyway,
Was
yeah.
LeBron on that boat too?
So now,
LeBron
now
was on
Chris
that?
Paul, and so
And
when,
they say Bron the only one
when
that really
birds
knows
of
how
a
to
when
swim.
birds of a feather flock together. So what does that say about LeBron?
Nothing. He'll
Oh,
be
man.
there. Right.
Talking about
Hey, he took
He's faithful
he
to
took
Indiana.
something from Jordan.
What? Really? Is that what we gonna do? Is that really what we
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Yeah, I ain't. Listen.
Don't look here. Don't
I
bring that.
want y'all- I
Don't
want-
bring that mess to
I
Savannah
want-
House.
I want
Savannah
y'all to
ain't with that. Don't
understand.
do that.
Ain't
Don't
none
do
of that gonna come because he handled it before it happens.
Right. He did a crisis intervention conversation with his
Non-disclosure
wife.
agreement, baby. I'm gonna give you this money. You're gonna give me the honey, and then
That's
you're
what
gonna
you
go
think
home.
LeBron did, or he tell the
Yes, come on,
ladies?
yes.
LeBron
Yeah.
is smarter than all of them, like I said,
Yeah,
because
that ain't-
his
it ain't
hands
back
is
to Savannah.
I
clean.
told you he's a great businessman.
It ain't
I'm
get
not
back to
mad at
Savannah.
him, man. Don't do that. I just
No.
think that
No, I'm
Kanye need to
saying,
take his licks
Well,
and go
Chris
on.
Front that song Area Code's about Jordan.
Really? That what you think? But anywho, that's what is it? I think that's all I have for the topics for the culture.
that's all
Did
it's
you have
supposed to be
anything
up
else?
Well, I
No,
don't
we
know.
Yeah, I don't really. I ain't
I mean,
got. 'cause
we
been
don't waste
on
too much time for Kanye,
several
man.
weeks
Yeah, we
now.
did.
I'm really over him
I
at
will
this
say-
point.
I will say one thing though. There's,
What's that?
I don't know if you want to count as part of the culture, but the whole situation with the that coin that got basically ruined, but it had Tom Brady on it.
Which
And
one?
it,
Oh, you talking about Bitcoin.
The
Yeah,
Bitcoin
I forget what
scam.
that
Yeah, I don't
coin
be
is.
talking
What
about
is it?
finances.
Dogecoin.
No, not Doge. It's an acronym or something.
But they're being
But him and
sued.
Tom Brady, yeah.
They're being sued. It's a couple of people that's in it. Even Shaq is included in that.
Yep.
It's a Bitcoin thing that they're being sued.
A lot
on,
of
so.
celebrities and a lot of athletes.
If it ain't $1, I don't want
Because that was the one that Tom was pushing those commercials on.
Yeah, but look,
Like,
I
he was really
can't.
pushing them.
I mean, I can't speak on that. I don't have no Bitcoin. The coin I got is in the bank.
Yeah,
On these
nothing-
credit
nothing
cards,
about
it ain't
Will
nothing
Smith.
but a bit.
US.
What do you want to talk about Will Smith about?
No,
About the
it's-
whole
No.
He finally he's on the talk show circuit.
Yeah,
No.
I
I've been
seen him.
watching
He's
the talk
doing
show.
a.
They
I
got a
haven't
movie
either.
coming out.
Well, first off, I
Well,
didn't
Slave
watch
movie
it
I ain't gonna
either.
watch.
I didn't.
What?
I didn't watch it. I didn't. I'm not gonna. I saw him going back on this whole like tour, but it's as the same time as
The movie coming
which
out.
no, as Dave Chappelle and them are starting to get geared up for their tour coming like starting in January. So I don't want to. I ain't really want to bash Will. I'm still offended that he walked up there and that man ain't fighting back. Like, dude,
Yeah.
we would have to get these paws.
Yeah.
But
They had to go to commercial.
yeah,
right
I'm
away.
not. I understand what he's doing, and I think genuinely, I don't think that that's who Will Smith is trying to like defend his wife. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, Trey? You think that he just walked up down that man because his wife was mad or what? Yeah, I want to hear. Yeah, Cornell, think about that because I want to hear y'all take on that.
So obviously, like most people, like when I first saw it, I thought it was a skit,
Me too.
right? Until I saw Jada's face when he went back and sat down and went to cussing at Chris. Then I realized, oh, this is something more. So from what I could see, to me it looked like this was something prompted by Jada when she looked at him and he got up on stage and popped off. Now, the backdrop to that is because I got a real issue with how Jada talks about Tupac.
And
I
I feel
always say, yeah, the way she like still fed. First of all, Tupac was with everybody. All the pictures he got with all the girls. Jasmine got all
Yep,
the girls that was
everybody.
part of that.
Everybody
time.
was
It
hot
all
for
that
him.
locked in, wrapped around the waist.
Yeah.
He was charismatic. Yeah, it was everybody. He was charismatic. He was at a performing arts school. I mean, them
Right.
guys. I mean, they know how to talk that talk, and that was Tupac, and he
Right.
had everybody swoon. Jada was not the only one. All the way, it feels like she thought she was right.
Right.
Yeah,
That it was
all-
special
he
for
had
her.
something,
Yeah.
something between the two of them. She felt it was just for her and was special for her. But I'm like, no, I don't think so. Tupac made everybody feel special
Yeah,
based on what. Yeah.
But my thing is
They
though,
were
at
friends, but I
50
feel like
years
she was
old, are you
madly in love
still?
with
I
him.
agree with you. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that
Yeah.
that makes up for the fact that they were
She
actually
talks
friends.
about she talks about
They
him.
did.
Yeah, but
Even
she
on
talks
his
about
birthday,
him
it
with
does
more
like she
passion.
Dude, when she has her kids writing him letters on his birthday.
Yeah, I had a real issue with that because I'm like, to me, that what that tells me is that the subtext to me is that you show a dead man who you were never in some sort of more respect and love than the current person you chose to be in a commitment with. That's a real problem.
Okay.
She
So-
said Will Smith is a simp.
Yeah.
He said Will Smith is a simp.
So I'm not super clear within myself how I felt about the punch. I thought it was low. Because if you're gonna fight, let's get busy. Then we can do this after.
But
We ain't
don't
got
get
to
me
do.
out.
Let's not do this in front of
Yeah.
these white folks. Get
Yeah.
these awards,
Bad enough 'cause
do
it was-
these parties. I'll catch you later, right?
Right.
But I think it went deeper than that, and I feel like a lot of it did have to do with Jada, like the way she sort of like sets Tupac up on this pedestal, and even on the Red Table Talk, how she kind of talks about Will Smith is in a very different light.
Won't he
than she
leave?
talks
Won't he
about.
just leave?
Well, that's another conversation, right? Why won't
Just
he
show
just
respect.
leave?
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
But
I
they
just
have an
think he-
arrangement. I
think
really
it's an
do.
and I say this to friends all the
Open
time.
relationship.
You never know what people, when you think about marriage, people oftentimes think about it through a traditional
Never done it anyway.
trajectory, but not every marriage is traditional, and people have their own private arrangements that outsiders know nothing about.
Right.
And so, you know,
She always talk about Will on that Red Table Talk like a homeboy, like he's just
Yeah.
a really good friend.
Well, she
and
said
that's how
she
it
don't.
is.
She didn't really want to marry him anyway.
Yeah.
she's,
And,
even
and,
to,
and they not gonna get a divorce because
of these
it's not in there.
conditions.
Yeah.
There's
they
some
got too much-
provisions,
Too
that.
much together to split up. They can't do it.
They can. Oh, they can. Everybody
They
can
already
split if they
divorced.
really want to.
They gonna be
They
like,
married but
they gonna
not
be
married.
Like grandma and granddaddy. I don't know, granddaddy, why you sleeping in your own room? This not
Really?
asking us, yeah, what, granddaddy, why you don't sleep?
That's
in
what your granddaddy. So you grew up in
There's
some
a lot
dysfunction
of
too.
I
folks in
understand,
that age
sorry.
group.
I
From
asked
that,
that
My
question.
stepdad. My mom
yeah,
said
a lot of
Yeah.
folks from that generation
Like,
did that.
15
Yeah.
years, separate bedrooms.
Oh nah, my mom and dad.
Nobody
went
talked
with
about
that.
why, but it happened, right?
Because
Yeah.
my uncle
That's true.
didn't come from grandma.
Right.
You know?
Because they weren't in the same bedroom.
Yeah.
There's one of them in that way. I come
Yeah.
real. I come Uncle Jay.
We all jet black and he red.
And the rest
Look
of
at
y'all
y'all.
black.
Color
Redhead
stroke.
is 6 foot whatever, and he ain't that tall. But grandma love him. That's my thing.
But that's why
That's
I
love.
always, that is
History, but real quick, there's some history to that too, because you're talking about a generation where women were oppressed. With you, unless you were married, you did not have survival. You could not own land. You could not get the same
Yeah.
jobs men could get.
So
You
those
were limited
arrangements
to those
get
were
you.
arrangements. So whatever your husband did during those times, you just had to go with it because you couldn't go back home.
Yeah, because
Work
we
was
don't live in
lonely.
them times now.
Right, we don't live. Women can now get out and make their own money,
Well,
buy their
they
own
ain't gotta go that
places.
far back. I mean, y'all going too far back. Yeah, y'all going too far back.
It's not. No, this is in the 50s. Yeah, early on.
Gotta whack it up.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Good job.
Not you're thinking like
They
late
just
1800s.
started working 20 years ago.
No,
it's
really.
not
In
that.
the 50s, this was still the mindset of our society.
Yeah.
That women, there was a place for women,
we finna
and there
talk
was a
about
place
this.
for men. Yeah, in the kitchen.
Now you got time.
were pregnant, and you were there for
Oh, you got
sex,
time
we got
today,
time
huh?
today.
cook,
No,
and maybe a few other things.
Well,
but
they need to
outside
bring
that-
back some of that.
Hold on. We don't talk about this in this next
Another day,
Here we
the whole
go.
2 hours for that.
Yes, look, yeah.
What time y'all gotta get out of here?
You gotta go to Plant City, but we gonna to go into our first break. Go ahead.
So real quick, going into this first break, earlier this week, I was listening to a podcast called Coverall. And on Coverall, basically, it's artists that do covers of songs that already exist. And people know that one of my favorite artists is Childish Gambino.
Oh yeah.
Knowing that the theme song of this show is To Me Is So Into You, along with Fabulous, Childish Gambino did a copy or a cover of So Into You, and it is absolutely
dope. Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm Childish Gambino fan. But the first minute and a half of this song is gonna be just like his interview on Coverall, and then going into the song. So I'm Solomon Davis.
Shannon Royal Davis.
His, hers, and ours. We'll be right back. Live conversation with real life friends. I'm your co-host Solomon Davis, joined by
Shannon Royal Davis.
we got Alfie Santana, Church Sinatra, Low T, Reginald Graves, Surgeon General. Our two guests who are about to get into it.
Yes.
Praise to Cornell.
The Battle. Actually, look, perfect name. The Battle. Okay.
So real quick, before we do get into that, I want you to go ahead and plug Battle Cuts and the scholarship one more time.
Sure.
Battle Cuts Barbershop. It's located 221 West Waters Avenue, Suite C.
And the Scholarship Foundation's website is www.ap, as in Paul S, scholarships with an S, .org. And on that website, you can find all the information to donate to the cause, as well as have your students apply. We definitely want seniors to apply. And this is geared towards our kids, black and brown kids. So
And
please,
what's the scholarship
definitely.
deadline for application?
Good question. February 15th, 2023. And I also want to add that we every year have an award ceremony, and this year will be in the form of a banquet. This is our second time being able to do it in person, live at a venue, and
That's
it will be and it will be at the Embassy Suites in Brandon, and all of that information is on the website as well. And those tickets are on sale now. The early bird price is available now, and it's an amazing event. It's all about Black excellence, building up our kids, encouraging them, and sort of advising and just applauding their efforts up until now and continuing their efforts to continue to build their legacy through education, leadership, and exposure. So make sure you get your tickets for the event, as well as visit our website, www.apsscholarships.org.
And I also I put those flyers up on the site, so I'll also send them so they can be on Flowhio as well, so that we can get those out. So I did ask for donations for like some of my friends or whatever, so they
awesome.
put that information on there. So they'll definitely have to check out your website, and I'll put the flyers again on both my site and the His, Hers, and Our page, and the Flahio page as well.
And any questions that anyone listening may have, you can reach out to Shannon and I. We'll try to answer them to the best of our abilities, and if we can't, we'll definitely reach out to Trace and Carnell and get that information for you and get it right back to you.
Absolutely. All right,
So basically how we break our podcast down, our first segment is about the culture, our second segment is about relationships, our third segment is about sports. So since we are in segment number 2, that's a perfect transition to where we ended the last segment.
Absolutely.
We always have this conversation about the man and the woman's place in a relationship, how that has evolved, how that's transitioned from generations that we grew up in to what we're living in now. I always say that, sometimes with the woman evolving in the workplace and getting the bag these days, their relevance of the man's relevancy in their life isn't as big as it used to be. And so that sometimes brings about a disrespectful attitude, and you get a lot of women now saying, why am I single? Because you don't treat the man with the same respect as your previous generations do.
But in the previous generation, let's go back to what Trace talked. Yeah, let's stop on that. Let's talk on that topic. I think when we were prior to the break, it was about like going back to some of that old school mentality. But I agree with Trace in the sense of like you were coming up in an age where women actually really truly had to require on a man in a sense, because you couldn't buy, like even now there's still things that a woman, like if you're divorced, you're with a woman, you can go buy a house. If we were married, and they don't necessarily always say, hey, you got to have the wife. Women have to have that man there. I couldn't even get my tube. This is crazy. You can't even go get your tubes out without having a conversation with your husband. Like, doctor got to get consent from your husband.
It should be like that.
Why?
Because if your husband wanted to have more kids and you just making the decision yourself, that's not fair.
But it could be a health thing.
That's something different. If it's healthy, yeah. But if you just, I want to go have my tubes tied.
Just because I want them tied, yeah.
So
that's just like if a guy said he don't want to have kids and he gets with the woman and I do. You can't just have, it's all up to whatever she wants to do. Okay, if they say it's whatever you want to do, well then if he said he want to have a kid, you got to take care of it yourself. I guarantee that many women wouldn't have kids by themselves then.
Well, I don't know, because women having babies with no commitments now, so.
I'll say this, because you reference, our grandparents. Let's talk, and even our parents, right? And I applaud them because what they did was amazing. But I will say this, the women in those situations oftentimes didn't necessarily desire to be in that situation. They were in those situations because of they had to, in order to survive. They had to be married. They had to, and if you were married, there were certain requirements. And if you did not do that, you were kicked out, you were put out, and there was nowhere else for you to go. So I agree with your first statements coming into this conversation that there's been a shift, and if men feel like their role has diminished, and I can totally see how it could be perceived as that. But I think it's more or less it has maybe changed, and you have to have that dialogue so both people can have an understanding what that shift has been. Because, I mean, like for me, I work in corporate America. I bought my first home when I was in my 20s. I was still a single woman. So when I got married, I didn't get married because I needed somebody to financially take care of me, or I needed somebody to buy a home, or I needed this and needed. I wanted companionship, right? I wanted to be able to grow a family. I wanted love. A lot of women during that time didn't marry for love. They married for the convenience of just survival. Right. Because they weren't going to be able to, they could not stay where they were in their parents' house, and there was not enough resources there. So they had to go with a husband. And then on top of that, in a lot of situations, a lot of women, especially black, could not get jobs. All you were limited to being a day's maid, working at washing, things, not even preschool, that wasn't even until later. Yeah. And so now you're limited to what you can do. Nannies. And so you have to depend on a man to even to be fed day to day. And so he may be working a 2 for a quarter job. I'm talking about 50s and 60s, right? He may be working just lower than minimum wage, because we know as black people we did not get paid what they got paid, right? So he's worked this hard day where he's feeling diminished at his job. So the wife's role oftentimes was to build him up, to make sure there was a hot meal, make sure the kids was out his way, make sure he had the den to himself, make sure, I mean, that's a lot of work. And he may be coming home angry and dumping all of his emotional stuff on you, out anger. I mean, it was a time to hit your woman wasn't no problem.
Even if you watch the Andy Griffith Show now, I mean, they kind of talk about it lightly. Oh, did he hit her? Or even you even hear grandmothers to this day was, as long as they only hit you once, you fine, baby.
Right. Yeah.
Grandmothers say that to their and that was
not these grandmothers.
That was grandmothers are younger, right? Grandmothers they're younger, right?
Yeah.
But old school, like your grandmother, my grandmother, they believe, he only hit you once or twice, you all right, and so women stayed. Whereas now, I don't. Absolutely, absolutely. Under abusive situation, verbal abuse and all. Now women, because of awareness, because of education, we know now. You hear women say, "Oh, I don't have to do this. I can take my baby and I can go." That's why you see so many single mothers too, right? Yeah. So there's a dynamic happening where there has to be a mutual respect. Like the respect has to start to do this. There's angry women. You're right. There's angry women and there's women who think I can do it myself. I don't need nobody. Yes, absolutely. There's two extremes, but at some point you got to have the dialogue so everybody can meet in a neutral space. Is what I think.
But I don't think they're single because they're getting beat. No, you went too far back.
Well, why they single? Tell us why these women now are single.
Because they have a long list of stuff that they expect.
Checklist.
And that checklist,
that's a separate conversation.
No,
I'm just asking. I'm asking
that's
like
part
why?
of why they're single. They want this, and this. Then they want a guy to spend a lot of time with them. They want them to have a lot of money. If I make a lot of money, I ain't gonna be spending a lot of time with you. It can't.
You gotta have a trade.
So gotta be a healthy balance.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it's too much stuff that women want. They expect men to do, and it's they just gonna be by themselves.
Wow.
Like you'll get a lot of times women will say, "I don't want a guy with no kids." Okay, but you just shorten your whole little spectrum of guys you could choose from.
Right. And we've had that conversation on here because I've had single women come on the show, and of course some of them want them to be light skinned, 6 foot, beard, no children. Like it's a lot to unpack, and I have to always remember.
It's like Carnell just said. When you have those checklists, 6 foot or taller, light skin, has to make 6 figures, has to have a beard. So you've taken this whole population of men and you dwindle it down to 15%. Right. And then out of that 15%, you think you're the only woman that desires that? So how do you level up in competition to the other women that desire that? How are you going to catch that man's attention?
And I understand that. Yeah,
I don't disagree with that.
But I think sometimes too, a man will make you think that you're diminishing him. Like I always tell Solomon, and Solomon struggled with this in the beginning when I was like, no, I don't need you, I want you. And there's different when you need something. There's a difference in those and wanting something. People I think tend to fight, like push harder when it's something that they want or they desire. They're gonna chase that. Versus when you need something, like you need water, you need lights. I need I'm gonna be fine. But I think sometimes in this dynamic where women are getting the bag, men feel like they're a little bit diminished in that regard because they don't feel like they're needed.
It's not that we don't feel needed. It's just at the end of the day,
then they talk to you in that way.
For a young boy, when he has a real man in his life, I'm not going to use the word father, but a real man, because there are other father figures out there besides your paternal father, and he instills in him what it takes to be a true man. There's a certain expectation that you have of yourself. A lot of times when you enter in a relationship with women these days, and being an example, and I talk to you about it all the time, in my first marriage, just because she commanded a salary that was more than mine, she felt that she can talk to me any kind of way or do anything she wanted to, and I was just going to be like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, like she was my mom or something like that. I wasn't going for that. That wasn't happening.
Well, I mean, I get it.
In our situation, she makes more than me, but you ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way. Just like women say, they don't need. I don't have to put up with it.
Right.
I can do it by myself too.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And I think that a lot of times that these women that are chasing bags because they've chased their career so long, now you're trying to get back into the game where people who've already been in the game, like in the mix the whole time. Like I was messing with Reggie earlier saying like, well, how you gonna catch somebody if you're home in the bed, sleep, you're not even in the company of where what you're desiring. Right now, he explained to me he didn't want to be in it right now. But that's the same thing. Like I have homegirls who it's a lot of single women out here that have these amazing qualities, but for some reason they are not being seen.
But it's different for when you said the women, they're chasing the bag and then they wait after later down the line and then they want. With women, it's sorry to say, but you guys have a time limit. You can't from when you're young, that's when you should be looking for somebody instead of when you get old. Because if a woman works and gets this money, and then when she gets, just say 48, ain't too many 48-year-old dudes looking for no 48. We gonna go younger.
Right.
We know we can always go younger.
Y'all commanding younger. Okay. So that's why I don't get mad at these cougars, who these women who will be dating these little boys. Well, I can't personally. Like, I can't be messing
But
around.
are they
with
marrying the young boys?
I don't know if
never
they ain't
marry
trying to
them.
marry him. But that's
They
true.
not
That's
gonna
a
marry
fact. That's the point.
So let me say this. The idea, I think, and I'm not saying that that's the idea of this room,
But a large amount of folks think that every single woman wants marriage. And that's
And they
simply
don't.
not true anymore.
Yeah.
And I know that's a hard concept to get around.
What do you think the
But
percentage
I
is,
like,
though?
to be fair, I really don't know. But what I am saying is that I will say this: I'm hearing more and more single women say, "I don't really want that. I thought I was supposed to do that." And I'm finding out that I don't really want marriage. It'll be nice to have companionship, a lover, somebody to go places with, to travel with, but I don't really want marriage. And then there's even more women saying, and I don't want children either. Now, whether they've been discouraged or it's something, you know what I'm saying? But it's assumed that every single woman wants marriage, and I'm finding just my single friends, it's not always true for them.
That's a small number, I think.
I do too. Like, well,
Nah,
I know
but-
like some women who've been married and they're like, yeah, this time around I really don't want marriage. Yeah, but for first timers, they all seem to, you don't want the dress, want the day in their head or however it's supposed to look like. I had the one friend who came on here, she had in her whole mind one day, I'm just talking to her and I'm shopping, and you telling me about this dress because you done met this guy. You already planning weddings in your head. And I'm like, you know how much that wedding dress costs? Like, I know so many marriages that have had these lavish weddings and they not even together no more.
Yeah.
So, like, give it time and let it process and marinate and stuff like that. But I think, like, you're right, that women have this list. We automatically create a list. I don't know why. It just happens that way. And I guess that's just our dynamic in that regard.
Okay, so let me go back to Trace when she said, you know, you have these single females that they're not necessarily looking for marriage, they're looking for companionship, this, that, and the other. What we said previously about them limiting the pool of men that they're selecting from.
Sure.
Oftentimes now what's happening is they expand that pool because they don't really care now if that man is single.
That's true.
I'm not trying to get married.
Yeah.
So as long as he can spend time with me, we
That's
can go out
true.
to dinners, do this and what have you. I don't care what he does on the other end. So if he's married or not, that's irrelevant to me. As long as I'm happy when he's with
That
me.
is happening true.
So I
That's
mean,
that Crystal's commercial, that side chick.
I'm just saying. So I mean, when you get a real woman who I won't say is against infidelity, but you know, she knows that if I were in this situation, I wouldn't want my man doing
Absolutely
this.
not, yeah.
Why would she turn and say, "Hey, you know, well, I'll enter into as Jada and August would put it, an entanglement, you know, with this guy who's married and possibly break another woman's heart."
Yeah.
That
Don't even care about the other woman.
Exactly.
We don't.
But you'll have more situations in a sense like how Trey was saying about the whole, you know, some women don't want marriage. You got people like Diddy who run around here with Young Miami and have another lady because
Let's take it out of
But I'm just
celebrity
saying-
realm and keep it real.
I'm just giving that as a visual because there are men that like women don't necessarily, they just like the time and the gifts that you provide for them or the time that you provide
Yes.
with
Yeah,
them,
but how many
and
men
that's
are- I
okay.
mean-
And you can run around with whoever you want to as long as I get this bit of time. I'm not looking for your commitment, but you buying everything, you're doing everything else as my man. She out here holding signs and doing all this stuff, but she's okay with that. So there are women that get to a point where they're okay with just say, okay, we just dating casually.
But what I'm trying to get at is removing it from the celebrity realm and the fact that you don't have too many guys that's bouncing around saying, "I'm gonna buy you a
First off, they
Bentley
can't
here,
be
this,
bouncing
that, what have
around
you."
like that anyway.
Exactly.
Y'all,
So I'm
y'all
talking
got a
about
time
real life
too.
situations. To
Cause blue
whereas
pills gonna have to be popped. Y'all ain't. It ain't like y'all popping in these streets either.
real life situations. I mean, you and I, we hang out at cigar lounges and what have you. We see it all the time.
Yeah.
How many times you go in and you're like, "Dang, we were just in Cigar International last week. We saw her with that dude over there.
Oh, we gotta go there just
Yeah.
to people watch.
You know, we was over here doing this.
Yeah.
She was just with that.
Yeah.
And you like, she don't care. And we're like, damn, we know dude. He was just with his wife last week.
Yeah, but yeah. So for me, that's
This
just.
is our lives is live.
But it's to me, it happens. I think that people but I can't say that his wife don't know that that's what's going on.
Yeah.
True that.
She may be happy with the life he's providing to her at home, and be like, oh, okay, well, whatever. Yeah, as long as it don't come back, don't be disrespectful. It is what it is.
And there's a lot. I know we're talking about the guy advantage to this, right? And it's very clear. That's facts, right? You made the point that there's a guy advantage, but quietly bubbling below the surface. And I know you said don't use celebrities, but again, as a visual, there's a lot of Jadas too. That's why they do, like, because Will gets. I would assume, I could reasonably assume he gets busy. She getting busy. There are a lot of common folk. Like all of us sitting here, that
they said that
they're in an open relationship.
In the red
I think
she was like, "You already got me back." Well, what's the he was talking about? No, they both. None of his girls come out.
Talking about clarification to get busy. That's what I'm asking about.
Yeah,
but getting busy in the sense like they all have their own thing going on.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. I think that there are women that have gotten to a place where, okay, if he get off on doing that, as long as it's okay. But men are the ones who struggle with if they see their woman with somebody else doing that.
But you got to realize, I mean, when we speak on this all the time. It's easy for a woman to say, you know what, I'm feeling some type of way tonight. I want to be with somebody. I want to get me a piece. Let me just text somebody. Ain't nobody gonna say no. A guy has to stay relevant. He has to send those texts, this, that, and the other. And not only that, not only are we in competition with other men, now we're in competition with women as well. Because women are looking after.
I was just getting ready to go there.
I was just getting ready to go there. Yeah, that is true. I always say it's easier for a woman to get in the streets faster than it is for a man. Because you do have to put in the work. When you not, hey, how you doing, beautiful, or this and that, sliding, they're going to hear a couple of no's before they get the yes. Women, the yes is already there. It's just an opportunity. It's prime opportunity. I disagree. I disagree because a woman came on this show and offered somebody a date just for drinks. Offered to take him out, and he had to hit us with the it's a no. I'm sorry, I got a little lady. We had never known this dude. Never knew he had nobody, but he got put on the spot because a woman did. Yeah, so I mean, I can agree with that. I think women, but the crowd that we see coming to the cigar spots are usually a lot of older women who are single.
But wait, you forgot to say now. She said that she don't have no problem. I gotta say this.
Yeah. Give me some clarity.
Yes, the young lady that they're speaking of.
And you ran into her. She called you.
Yeah, I ran into her again. She called me out on it. She did say she don't have no problem getting, her situation happening, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So me saying no wasn't nothing to her.
Right. Because all she had to do was pick up the phone.
But she was looking for a good conversation and just companionship in that regard. She wasn't looking for you to try and dick it out, man. She wasn't asking you for that because she
caramel Sunday. She wanted
you ain't want that smoke. You looking like Chris Paul having that conversation this week when you got home. That lady said, I heard that on that show. But I agree. I can understand what you're saying. Women, we do have the advantage. Don't get me wrong. But
which is where the expression comes from. Women are capable of far deeper cruelty than any man.
But that means a man is selfish.
What chapter of the...
How are we selfish?
In a sense, 7:18. Don't even do this. Don't even do that. The thing about it is that when Solomon always says, I'm gonna need y'all to stop in the Amen corner with Solomon on this book.
Hallelujah.
This is crazy to me that you always say women are capable of far deeper cruelty. Why? Because we've taken time to deal with our hurt. Now we want to return the favor.
You guys are more cerebral with it.
So we just gotta be outright blunt. You get caught up in the street, and we just gotta be like you. She just caught my eye, and I just.
So how you always know it's gonna be the man first? That's
exactly.
You prefer like the woman first, then the only way the woman gonna do it because the guy got caught.
Well, a lot of times that's normally how we are. We are retaliators.
I don't believe that.
Usually we are. Usually women are retaliators.
No, you are just better at not getting caught in your shit.
Because I'm going to tell you, you could be loyal to a man to a fault and something happened, then she's like into her mind, I don't give a fuck. This is going to happen. This is what I'm going to do. Because he
look at it like this. So, man and woman been together X amount of years. Mm-hmm. Man steps out on his wife. Woman steps out on her husband. 9 times out of 10, that woman's keeping that information of what she's doing to herself. Mm-hmm. Dude's going out telling his boy, man, hey, I had old girl, you should have seen, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Now, his boy has already had an eye on his wife the entire time. You know what
that's true.
you know old boy been sneaking out the back door on you, so.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
And you know what she gonna do? Oh, y'all homeboy? Yeah, you can get this.
Yes.
So she gonna hurt him.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes,
Like
Exactly what you just
but it didn't say that. It didn't say that
his.
his. It don't mean that what he did didn't hurt her any more than or any less.
Was it with her girlfriend?
I could be. Sometimes y'all be smashing mamas and daughters, so I don't know.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Whole family.
Trying to get them in the whole crew.
Cousins.
You got dudes. We know dudes walk through the club just
Well,
to get the
the
smoke on
mama
them,
45
so they can go on to their lady.
Yeah,
They
we
in
do.
the street being dirty.
And we know, hold on. We also
Yeah.
know females who have guys that they've messed with that won't even speak with them when they see
That's true.
them and their husband
I mean,
together.
That's true. Some of you is shady. You're real shady. So let me tell you. Oh, wait.
He won't even speak to you.
Let me get on this. So let me tell
Hold on,
you.
we gonna tell
We
it like
gonna
it
talk
is.
about
We gonna tell it like
this. Some
it
of
is. So I had a hell of a time this week, Rob.
Talk
we-
to him.
Tell him.
You know how we get down going
Yeah.
back at Chamberlain.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what's
How I
up?
used to step in King's basketball gym and
We
just
don't
drop
reside.
50
You
on
don't
them
reside
easily.
there.
Right.
You don't reside there. You don't
So
reside there.
King's got a decent basketball team. She decides to go back to her alma mater and see them play.
Oh yeah, they've been doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Hey,
got
you
beat
want-
the other night against.
You want to go to the game with me?
Yeah, my
I
son
really
go
don't.
there.
I really don't want to go, but hell, my family's there, so I go.
Okay.
So I'm there.
So you ain't want to go? I'm gonna tell my mama. But go ahead, cause she bought your ticket. But go ahead.
So I'm there. Me and my wife, my daughter, my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, my uncle, and my aunt,
Yeah.
all in there. Now,
Game good.
All up in
It's a
there.
good game.
decent game. Got my wife and my brother-in-law
Yeah.
just heckling throughout the
We
entire
are not
game.
heckling.
Loudest people in the
We
gym.
ain't heckling.
Yeah.
We talk.
So all eyes on them.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody in the gym has seen them.
Yeah.
King's assistant coach
Mm-hmm.
looks over a couple times.
History.
Like, dude, why
It's
you
my
looking at
ex. This dude is
Why,
way
why,
long
why you
time
looking, why you
ago.
looking over here like
Yeah,
that?
his-
All right,
Something
cool.
need to cut it
Yes,
out.
Lord.
He
His
got that.
500
So-
history.
He done found his old girl in the stands.
Yeah.
He hit us with the.
Sell it. He went.
He did. No. You a red He didn't do that.
Cola back in there. You know, because he had that cola.
Cut it out. He did us like this. Hit us with the
At the end of the
hand.
game,
Uh-huh.
everybody's sitting there. We go waiting for the girls' game to start afterwards.
That game. Ooh.
So Shannon's like, I'm finna get out and leave. Now, dude done walked past us 2-3 times and ain't even looked our direction no more. I'm up in the stands with my daughter. Shannon walks out with her mom. We decide to walk out. Now you want to be engaged in a full conversation because I ain't there.
Because you ain't around.
And what was my first response?
I don't know what your response
I
was.
said.
Shh, don't say nothing. He coming.
No. Really, something? No, because that's not who I am. So I said, so oh, you try to, and you didn't want to speak because you see me up there with my husband. Solomon, this is so and so. They had each other was what? He's my nah, I wasn't doing. I ain't see y'all for real. Me and Solomon got.
He saw y'all.
I said that nigga saw us. He tried to act like he didn't
He
want
saw
to
you.
speak, but it was nothing like that. I never. I'm cool with anybody I've ever dated. I'm cool. I don't
So
really
you
have no
dated this
issues.
guy?
Yeah,
Yep.
like years before me and Solomon
Made
got
trips
together.
out of town to see you.
So Solomon,
out of the state.
at the end of the day, all you got to do is just tip your hat. That's it, brother.
That wasn't even that. I
Yeah.
didn't even acknowledge dude.
Not when Solomon ex-wife be in here waiting to hug him like she don't wait to Hey, and then she want to hug
She
me too.
putting the breast on you?
Yeah, she waited one time. My homeboy came and dapped him.
Yeah. Just rub it.
Look, the homeboy came and dapped me. And the whole conversation, she was out there looking like she had a Christmas list with Santa. Ooh, I'm gonna get on Santa's lap. I'm gonna go. This is what we finna do.
Where you was?
Waited.
But at the same
I was in a
token-
chair across the room.
But in the
like I
same
had-
token, every time my ex-wife walks up to me and hugs me, she always acknowledges Shannon.
First?
Always.
Solomon be like, oh, there goes
Always.
so and so. Let me go. He be trying to hit it first because, like, for me, I don't really care. I feel like we are adults. He's been married before. We've lived in Tampa all our life. Ain't no need for me to act like I'm a stranger. If I see you, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna speak. It
That's
ain't no
how I
bad
feel.
times. And so for me, with his ex-wife, it took a while for her to get to that space because I had to tell him a couple times, like, look. She better get good with God because I'm good with these hands. I'm not gonna play these games with her. Like
ain't gonna keep rubbing
we
them
ain't
breasts
gonna
all
keep
up on
doing
you-
this.
on your
No,
shoulder.
she used to do like throw shade in the streets and be like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
you know, blah blah. Like try to talk. Nah, honey, we ain't doing that.
We
like,
only
it's
gonna be
all
two
the
ways.
smoke.
We
Right?
can be
It's
two
either one or
things.
two. Either we
Yeah.
gonna be cool or we not, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's true.
But don't be sending subliminal messages. Doing all, I don't have time for that. I'm real cool with people. I don't really disrespect. I ain't disrespectful. But what you're not gonna do is act like you see, like you'll be in our face or something and try and talk. No. So I made him have a conversation. I was like, look, she need closure because she's doing stuff in the street that really is messy. And y'all marriage, I ain't have nothing to do with that, but she needs closure. So go ahead, holler at her differently, like, see whatever. And once we did that, it's been peaceful. Okay. We could see her. She be parading around places.
She can put the breast
and
on.
it's perfectly fine. She can hug him all day long. Look, because at the end of the day, the onus is on him. He the man. Like, yo, if that's what you want,
like,
go back there. But you ain't going to
keep hugging me like
that.
Nah, basically, I just had to break it down. I was like, listen. We ended on bad terms. I would like for us to be amicable when we see each other, cordial when we see each other. You have to always understand, though, that I have a wife.
Right.
What we had. I don't want you anymore. I wish you the best. I wish your son the best. Sometime down the line, hey, I see you in the streets. Hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. This, that, and other. Ain't no talking about, hey, how's this? Can you send me pictures of your daughter? And this? No, I'm not.
Send you pictures of your daughter.
It wasn't like that. I don't know. Wow. She asked, must ask something. Because they didn't have kids.
We didn't have kids together. So she's like, if I could have given you a kid, would we have been together? I'm like, who's to say? We left for different reasons other than a child.
Listen, that's the way the cookie crumble, baby. And
that's how you gonna talk to a chick.
Hey, listen. Is that how you said it? Hey, I was trying. God, that's God. He didn't want it to happen.
Let me tell you why I never looked like that. Because like I always told Solomon, when I was in relationships with people, you so stupid. I could be like a guy in a sense where sex was just sex. I don't have to. So he don't know who he running up against and dapping up. So at the end of the day,
until they walk up and don't speak to me.
Whatever.
If it was somebody before you, she had to learn something from somewhere. So sometimes
I ain't mad at that.
But let me tell you how ridiculous he is. Let me tell you. So we went home, we tired, whatever. I get the baby ready for bed. We go. Everybody's in the bed. Solomon went out there, worked out downstairs, whatever. Came in. Solomon took his shower. Do y'all know what Solomon looked for? He looked for the episode. Yes, you did.
I didn't look for it.
Solomon looked for the episode of Power where Ghost tells Tasha, "Oh, so you're gonna marry a basketball coach?" I can hear it playing. I said, Solomon, what did he say?
You petty, dog.
Hey, no, he was with Angela and Tasha was with Sean. He was like, listen, we got choices to make. You can stay with me and the kids, or you can go live up the salary of a high school basketball coach.
Solomon purposely looked for that part. Yes, he did. He did.
Wow.
He made sure all the students was on in the room, everything subwoofer, but whatever.
What did you do?
No, I ain't act like I ain't here. I was half asleep. I had got up and used the restroom.
She talking about she had sleep. When I got to work the next morning, who called me at 8:30? You know you petty, right?
Real petty, dog. Like, yeah.
Right after the game.
Yeah, I said something that was petty, but nonetheless, I'm grateful for the relationship that Solomon and I have because it's not one that's built on insecurities or anything like that. We've had phases where it was like that. Y'all know I come in here with the smoke on when he made me hot. We came in here and talked it out, but that's one thing about us. Like we're never, we're always.
That heat. We were like, we love you guys. Don't do it.
They came to Sinatra therapy. I also do that too.
Yeah. No, don't go to Sinatra.
Yeah.
But anywho, we gotta wrap this up because we got some places to be. So let's get into this last segment.
Into it right now.
So we're gonna do sports real quick and not take the break. No problem.
Yeah, we can do that.
So. Sources are saying Coach Prime is going to end up in Colorado.
Yeah.
And not at the University of South Florida.
Y'all ain't got no money for him?
But he could have had his way here.
That's bull.
You also could have the culture here.
The headlines could have read before the boy comes home.
It could have, but maybe he didn't want to come home and be in the mix of what, talking about what he could do for Florida State and all that. Maybe he wanted to be away. And plus, his lady is on the West Coast.
They said why he didn't. The only reason he didn't come to USF because
something about the stadium.
Yeah, he wanted more say in what was going down with the stadium being built.
Well, who's to say that stadium was going to be built in time? Why
that might have been.
That's probably why.
Yeah, that's what he was 5 years.
So everybody here is cool with him leaving Jack? Cause
a lot of people aren't. Some people talking about they hope he don't win no game.
Because I've seen the more negativity. This man, he bought up HBCUs for just 2 or 3 years there. Put spotlight on that. He's getting the baton to somebody else. He took a business opportunity. I don't know who he did.
But Reg, here's the thing. When Deion first accepted that and came in and said, I'm bringing back the nostalgia, the relevance of HBCUs, who was the only person on this show to say, let a big time school come and offer Deion $5 million a year.
It was Solomon.
Okay.
Solomon been
Deion, I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate Deion as an athlete. I appreciate Deion what he did at Jackson State. The attention he brought the HBCUs. I mean, over the last couple of years, they've gotten Travis Hunter, the number 1 cornerback in high school football, to go to Jackson State.
Gonna be at Colorado.
He's gotten a number 1 high school basketball player to go to a HBCU at Howard. You know, we had never heard that before. So now he's saying, I've done my job.
Yeah.
Y'all know we're here. Now it's time for me to move on because I have things I need to do. I realize that the agenda that people try to force upon him, what it was, but once again, it was forced upon him, not what he said he was here to do. If that was the case, I mean, he was like, I'm HBCU through.
He did say, and because I used the quote, and I'm guilty of using
If I ain't
it.
swag,
If I ain't swag.
Well, but he said when in an interview when they asked him why go to Jackson State University, because if you went to an HBC, he said God made a collect call and I accepted the charges. He recognizes it was an assignment. Now it's in question whether it was something he was pining for or if it was something he was humble enough to say, all right, I'll do it. I'll go up there.
Why not? Let me give it a try.
I'm gonna give it a try. I've gotten it, like, because in a lot of interviews he did seemingly, I've got real estate, I've got money. It's about these kids right now, and he did. He put all of his efforts towards those kids, and he fathered a lot of fatherless kids, and I applaud him for that. I just selfishly, as an HBCU graduate, I wish he would have stayed long enough just to get the energy going for some of the other players that are his peers from the 90s to say, oh, maybe I should.
Think
Let me
about
go
it like
play.
this.
But he has.
Just get enough.
I mean, you got Eddie George at Tennessee State.
Yeah, Tennessee State.
You
Yeah.
got, the basketball, Cleveland point guard. Oh, what's his name? No, Mario, or God dog it, Mo Williams. Yeah. Mo is the coach for Jackson State for basketball. Yeah. So he is bringing in those other celebrities, those other ex-players into that whole realm of HBCU. And it is. But for me, and now you kind of understand why old boy was pissed off with him saying he wasn't swag. Those guys, it's different when you're born and bred. Like if you've been invested in that.
Okay, so right now, if you take his son's stats at quarterback.
Eddie Robinson Jr.
Right.
He did.
Right.
And I hate to admit
exactly.
that. Yes.
But if you take Deion's son's stats at quarterback right now and take him from Jackson State and put him at a D1 school, he's in competition for the Heisman Trophy.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah. But let me tell you one other thing. It's gonna be gut. I said it earlier. It's gonna be gut check time for them boys.
Yep.
For who?
For Shador and
they're leaving with him.
I understand that. It's gonna be gut check time for them when they get to Colorado. They playing some different. It ain't high school.
Exactly.
It ain't high school.
That's what I'm saying. You're proving my point.
We gonna see.
So if all this hype was put on Shador and Shiloh and what have you, saying how good y'all are, now his father's saying I'm taking a D1 job. You guys are coming with me, and they perform. Don't you think more eyes from the NFL are going to be on them versus what they would have been at Jackson State?
Well, let me back y'all up really quick because Shiloh.
It's the level of competition that they're playing.
But Shiloh came from South Carolina State.
I understand that.
So he's played in a D1 school. So he had a baseball and he played football. So he had both of them for South Carolina. Yeah, the Gamecocks.
No, University of South Carolina.
University of South Carolina. I'm sorry. I apologize.
16.
South Carolina. He came from the Gamecocks, so he was there. He already knows what that looked like. He's played in.
Especially the bitch.
Yeah. So he's played there in the SEC, so he knows what that looks like. Only when Shador is the younger one, so he doesn't really know that aspect of it.
That's who's gonna be gut check.
But the thing about it is that the difference in most HBCUs is like everybody else has said. Those skill positions are usually kind of similar. You can get a 4-star, a 3-star, like they all look the same when you get them on there. It's that offensive line.
Yeah. Right.
So he should be stunning once he gets in that area because you're getting a better offensive line.
Right. So what I'm saying to you is, from Colorado to USF. Mm-hmm. If Deion would have come to USF, brings his sons here, he brings that, like you just said, those skill positions are all on equal level. You don't think he can go to Lakeland, Polk County, and get the biggest boys that them farm boys, put them on the offensive defensive line?
What's that town down south? Belglade.
Exactly.
All the Northwestern High School. Yeah. They all go to the that's true.
And then go down to Muck City and get all the speed receivers you want.
That's true.
But do you think that I think that Deion is making more of a calculated relationship thing more so than anything? His wife is his girlfriend is on the West Coast, so she used to have to fly in every weekend or whenever they met up or whatever. Colorado is closer to California than it is the Florida.
Baby, I'm building us a big house next to Mama
She
in
don't
Fort
care about.
Myers.
She got her own empire. They ain't married. They just been dating forever. Tracy Edmonds.
Tracy Edmonds.
Yeah, they
Babyface
said
ex-wife.
his ex-wife. So that could be a lot of that too.
You didn't know that?
Like they've been dating for years.
Oh,
Yeah. So you don't think that has a part in it? And her saying like, babe, that's even further now. I mean, I know they got an international airport, but
No, I mean, it's on the same coast as Jackson State was.
yeah, but we
Let's
just
just
a
hope
little
that
bit
it doesn't
further.
turn into a Denver Broncos situation where, you know, a certain quarterback decided to take the job over there and now they look like trash.
I guess. I mean, well, we'll see. I don't want
Was he successful
to. I know
at
people
Jackson
had an issue with Jackson State. His record was like 24-5, 26-5 or something like that.
Right, so now we're going to take him and move him.
Today
to
is their
Colorado.
actual game.
They're playing for the SWAC championship game right now. 48 seconds left in the second quarter. Jackson State 33, Southern University 7.
Now you
Southern
take
was
Deion from
horrible.
there and put him in the D1 school. They expect a lot more.
Well, we will see. But that's why he knows that it's expected. That's why he kind of padded those contracts. The way his negotiation, you have more to come to the table. It's kind of like an independent rapper gets signed to a big label. You got more conversation because I built my own brand behind me. So now I can have my own terms. I understand. Like, I didn't want him to leave HBCU, but I ain't even, to be honest with you, when he said he was going to Jackson State, I'm like, is that Jacksonville State? Like, so you don't really sign it. Boom. Who is that? Like, that really wasn't.
Because of that. Walter Payton.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so real quick, because we got to close this
Yeah.
down at 6. We got to get into the NFL picks.
Let's get it.
I was 8-8.
I was. I want.
Nah,
I
you
want
weren't
to
8-8
hear him
because
say
there
it.
weren't 16 games. So here we go. Last week we started out. Me and Shannon were tied. Serge was behind us in third. Rob in fourth. Alfie in fifth. Let's see. Alfie, you were actually 6-8 last week.
6-8.
6-8.
Bad, baby.
Sounds accurate.
That sounds like Buccaneers.
I ended last week at 7-7.
Ooh, you was horrible. Talking about them 3 games you wanted back, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Serge, you were at 8-6. Rob and Shannon tied with the lead last week.
10-4.
10-4.
Boom.
Wow.
That girl good. Go
Hey, why
ahead.
do I always tie with Shannon?
You pick the Browns?
No.
Nah.
So, our
What's
season-long standings. Shannon is in first at 115, 65-1. She has a 3-game lead on me
Yes,
at
sir.
112.
That one you was
68-1.
talking about last week, but go ahead. Go ahead.
We have
I'm gonna talk about you.
we have a new third place.
What?
Rob is in third place.
What? Rob, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, baby.
Rob is at 178-1.
Yeah.
Serge is at 99-79.
Wow!
And Alfie bringing up the rear, 91-89-1.
Yeah, it's over 500.
Solomon, what was your thing?
I'm at 112-68-1.
Oh, you at 112. Okay, go ahead, room 112.
That's where the players dwell.
Okay.
Bad boy.
All right, let's get it. Did you?
Make you feel
Solomon,
good.
can I just talk? Solomon, you tried to set me up last week because you thought I was gonna get messed up because the Jets didn't have their
I ain't
stars.
trying to set you
You
up.
did. You said, I got 3 on you.
I
It's
chose
because of
you too.
this. And then, yeah, you tried to come for me, but
Yeah,
baby,
that's true.
look, no weapons foreign.
Sound like you were reading a little bit
All
of the
right,
word.
go ahead.
Anyway,
Nah.
here we go. Game number 1, Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears.
Oh, I'm gonna take
Well, I'm
Green
not
Bay.
picking, so.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take Green Bay.
Justin Fields is returning.
I don't care. All right, y'all don't be scared. Come on, we got this.
Chicago.
Alfie takes Chicago. Rob.
Green Bay.
Green Bay, Shannon.
Green Bay. I wrote it down.
Surge.
Give me the Packers.
I'll take Green Bay as well.
Alfie on the lone man. Yep. Go
Pittsburgh Steelers at the Atlanta Falcons.
Pittsburgh.
Ahead. At the Falcons.
At the Falcons.
I'm taking Atlanta.
Yeah, I was gonna give me Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'll take Atlanta.
You might, put them dirty birds, I guess.
Pittsburgh.
Uh-oh.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
Rob. That's how Rob got the 4 because he went for Pittsburgh. Everybody else had the Colts.
Colts, right.
That was it. Go ahead.
Possibly game of the week. New York Jets at the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh.
Give me the Vikings.
I'm going with the
Vikings.
Vikings. They coming off of a loss. Or they, yeah. No, they won last week. Didn't
Let's see how that new kid does against this team.
I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna take the Jets.
All right, go
I think
ahead.
Sauce Gardner gonna lock down Justin Jefferson.
Ain't nobody been able to lock him down. Okay, but yeah, go ahead. We're gonna let you go with that. Go ahead, Vikings.
Rob?
Vikings. All right, I'm on Gilligan's Island with that one, huh?
Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Detroit Lions.
I'm gonna go to the Lions.
Oh man, give me
Ain't nobody give a damn.
give me Jacksonville. Shout out to Lyrica Love. I just seen her walking in the hallway.
Rob.
Jacksonville.
I'm rolling with the Jags as well.
I'm the only one with the Lions. Okay, I'll take it. And they playing in Detroit.
Yep.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Brad gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, that's what you thought about the Jets and the Commanders and all that.
I know
last
Brad
week.
gonna
Go
get
ahead.
mad at me, but hey, we can make that call.
Go ahead.
Tennessee Titans at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh! Philly.
Eagles.
Philly.
Looks like we're unanimous there.
All right.
Deshaun Watson makes his return. He's off the massage schedule.
The Browns.
Back in the place
Who they
they former
play?
the Houston Texans.
Oh yeah. Browns.
It'll be a happy ending.
Oh my God, y'all are awful.
You think so?
Hey, wait.
Hold on,
So
but
can we talk about this?
How sick is this?
All the ladies
The
that
10 females that were
got
accused
paid
are gonna be sitting in the
the
suites.
In the
They
suite.
can watch football games.
That's not harassment.
Yeah, that's harassment.
How's that harassment?
It's harassment.
don't have to go.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying that's
I mean,
harassment. Why are they
legally, how's it
coming?
harassment?
We done paid you.
Oh, it's
Why
okay,
you
yes, I'm
still
just saying
here?
legally,
Why?
how's
They work for the team, right?
No, they might
No.
as well. They got cut
they
as
bought
part of their
tickets.
check. They bought tickets.
No.
The attorney.
The attorney got tickets from the team for them to go.
I'm mad at the team for letting no.
That's real big.
So that's why you could time out. That's
They
how
were
you
just
could
in the crowd
tell.
watching.
Can I tell you? That's why they don't have. That's why they don't have no black lady working it as they publicists. Because baby, when I tell you tickets from what attorney? Oh, that'll be a no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can sue me for it. It'll be a no. We don't have any available.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Check
it.
this out though. I'm going with the Browns.
Okay.
For the first time all year, we're all going with the Browns.
It's gonna be fun when they put them girls on the jumbotron.
I think that.
You know they're gonna do it.
But my thing is, why even go? If a person has caused you that much trauma, he done paid you.
Because you know what it was. A lot of it was a cash
Like
grab.
it was a cash grab for me in that regard. I think it's kind of like I told you how they was going around. Did you get asbestos because you was using Roundup? Like you.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's what I think it was. But to me, I still think he got some issues. He nasty.
Oh my God, I did use
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Roundup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking,
Yeah. See, here we go. All right, go to the.
Go ahead. That's what it's
next.
called. Let's go. Come on.
It's mesothelioma.
Mesothelioma. That's what.
Y'all watch too much TV.
Look.
I'm finna what you talking
Y'all
about? I'm
stay
finna
up
jump on
late.
this L'Oreal thing. Look, I'm finna jump on that L'Oreal as soon as it drops.
The Washington
By the black
Commanders,
ladies with the cancer.
W.
Rob's favorite team, the Commanders,
W.
at the New York Giants.
Ooh, damn.
Cornell, what you think?
Giants.
Oh, okay. Cornell said it with
Giants.
confidence. I'm gonna go with the Giants too.
Hey, did the Commanders win last week?
Yep.
W.
That's what he called him.
That's what I call them. W.
Yeah, he always
Give me the
said.
Giants.
Give me the W, baby.
I think it comes down to
Heineke's
quarterbacks,
still
and I think
quarterback,
Heineke's better than Daniel Jones.
Okay, well go ahead. Say what you said with your chest. What you going with?
The Cobra Commanders.
Okay. Something I always call the Cobra Commanders.
Yeah, the Cobra Commanders.
What about you, Alfie?
Oh, I said the Giants.
Oh, okay. I was making sure. All right. we good.
G-Man.
Giant Surge?
Yep.
All right. Denver Broncos at the Baltimore Ravens.
Raiders.
Ravens.
Y'all hating on Sierra Man like that?
Man, come on. That
Hey, That's
He
the
better-
only good thing he brought to
He better 1-2 step it
With
back
Sierra.
to that. Like he need a 1-2 step back to Seattle. 'Cause
Exactly.
That's it. He ain't
He
got
might want a
it.
1-2 step to retirement.
Yeah, something because he is not getting it.
Oh, this is going to be a good game. The Miami Dolphins at the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh,
Give me the
and
Niners.
the
At the
49ers.
49ers.
Oh, that's oh. I'm
49ers.
trying to think.
I'm rolling with the 49ers. They at home.
Oh,
Niners.
I don't know. They don't let somebody come in their house and beat them too before,
And
but
the
it's
defense
usually
crazy.
they ride one. Oh.
I'm going to roll with Tua.
Oh, I'm gonna go to 49ers. I'm gonna just go there and
Well, this
we'll
might
see
be
what
the
happens. It's
I'm
gonna
going
be-
with Tua.
All right.
Alpha, you pick?
I said
He said
49ers.
49ers as soon as it, yeah.
Seattle Seahawks at the Los Angeles Rams.
Seahawks.
That's so funny. Seahawks in the Rams.
The Seahawks
in the Rams.
The Rams. They still playing.
You better stop talking about her, boo.
Seahawks. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is he?
What he ain't sorry. He can't help what they do on offense. Let's go.
Everybody with the Seahawks.
Yeah, give me Seahawks.
Seahawks all day.
Los Angeles Chargers at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Man.
Chargers.
See,
Okay.
everybody made the same thing.
Chargers.
Somebody give a damn about that game.
Flip a coin.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go with the Chargers.
Chargers.
The momentum a little bit different.
Go ahead and say the Raiders.
Go say it.
Last time
Say
I
it, Rob.
picked the
Say what you
Raiders,
said.
what did happen? What in the
Get that
world?
separation.
They won 2 weeks ago.
Say it, Rob.
Nah.
Chargers. Unanimous. Kansas City Chiefs at the Cincinnati Bengals.
Chiefs.
Cincinnati's the only team that seems to handle the Chiefs.
So he trying to put
Cincinnati's the only team that can't beat the Browns.
Don't matter because the Browns ain't never there in the postseason. So
Hey, we gonna see.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
They just look different.
Rob.
Is that the Sunday night game?
nope.
Chiefs.
Everybody going Chiefs. I'm going Cincinnati.
Okay.
There you go.
Just let me go ahead and stretch this lead out.
Come on down.
Victory!
Come on down with us.
The Indianapolis Colts at the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboys. I ain't never
Nope,
said they
nope,
name out so loud.
No.
You got the Colts? You sure?
I'm gonna go on the left.
Do it.
You
No,
gonna go?
he was there out of curiosity, not animosity.
Yep.
I'm going Colts, bro.
You going with the Colts?
For the Saturday.
I'm a
Well, there
walk
you
back.
go. He going back to 4.
Come on back.
That's 4th place for you. Go
I'm
ahead.
going
All
with
right.
the
I gotta get out of here.
Monday Night Football, New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Saints.
Tampa Bay.
I'm going
Tampa
my
Bay.
Bucks. Yeah, I can't even write Saints. I
The
don't know how to
Bucks.
spell it.
I'm going with the Aints.
All
right, that's it.
That's it.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Bucks.
Serge.
That's
Sir
that
said the Bucks.
Listen,
Oh shit!
So how you feel about it?
You
for
gotta
real?
pause like this.
we got one offensive lineman that's remaining from the Super Bowl,
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Gotta
he
go.
he does not perform well against the Saints.
Saints, bro. Changing it
Who you
up
picking?
right now.
With that being
I'm
said,
picking the Saints, bro.
my pick will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Yeah. You better hope Donovan Smith have himself
I'm going
together.
with the Saints.
and we'll make the Thursday night pick
You
on
going to
Wednesday.
the
You guys hear what he said?
Saints. I'm going to
You going to Saints?
I'm going with the Saints. I love the Bucks, but I'm going with the Saints.
Okay.
Because we haven't done well in prime time, none this year, and Tom Brady
He
look
got
like
a shot.
dirt.
He's in
Calm
eye
down.
range right there. He in eye range. All right.
Hey, listen, this has been a great episode of
Yes. Thank you,
Hopefully,
thank you,
sometime
thank you.
soon we can get Tracy Cornell back in here.
Yes,
This is we enjoyed this conversation. Definitely got to get back into segment 2, that relationship part of it. So we appreciate y'all coming through. Once again, if y'all need information concerning the scholarship fund, hit me and Shannon up. We will pass those questions along. Go ahead.
And tomorrow we have our last fundraiser of the year at Planet Smoothie.
I gotta post that.
It is the Planet Smoothie right across the street from Oxford Exchange, right across, actually,
It's in
from University of Tampa.
Tampa, yeah.
The University of Tampa, right across the street. We'll be there between 11 and 2, and then our table will still be set up after 2 o'clock. But please come in, get a smoothie, get a snack, mention Artist Pajon Scholarship, make a donation. It is Christmas time, so time to give. So let's get in that
And we
spirit.
also have the raffle going on for a 75-inch
yes.
TV. First place. You can stop by the barbershop and get tickets.
Yeah, at Battle
What's the name of the
Cuts.
barbershop?
Battle Cut.
Yes, sir.
221 West Waters Avenue, Tampa,
All right.
Florida.
What's the phone number?
Thank you.
My cell phone number, 813-504-7339.
Hey, listen, thank y'all for
y'all
coming
so
out. We
much.
appreciate it.
You're
This has been
very
episode
welcome.
59 of His, Hers, and Ours. We won't be in the building next week. We will not be broadcasting next week, so we'll see you on December 17th.
Yep.
Have a nice one. We out.
Out. Thank y'all so much.
Lately, I've been contemplating on us, baby. I've been thinking about the way we touch, baby. Maybe we can fall in love. Say maybe we can fall in love.
I've been thinking that maybe you gave me a little time. Lately it's crazy, the ladies I see in your face. Contemplating what cost to play is facts. Check that she's a 10 grand. I'm a king, pocket queen in the hair. Whoa, this ain't no chase, he leads a race. Whoa, got a crush, hoping you blush or you flush. Now, daydreaming the scenes of you and me, cruising the streets, grooving the beats, grooving the seed of love. Is as true as can be, you know that trust. Is it who you believe, so who do you need? Surge, written words, turn to spitting verse. Little missus got the sickest curves. Whoa, inspire her by your Maya looks.